What's going on, you guys? It's Gaming Addict here. For those of you that have been following me for a while, you know I'm a huge fan of the Halo franchise. Regardless if it's the first-person shooter, 1, 2, 3, ODSD, or Reach, or 4 or 5, or it's, you know, the RTS franchise, Halo Wars 1 and 2. I'm a huge fan of both of these franchises. I enjoy playing them thoroughly both. But, you know, I wanted to bring, you know, my overall impressions on, you know, mainly the blurred cutscenes is from this new expansion that Halo Wars 2 has, where it's re-implying the flood back into the game. So first off, if you want this to be completely blind and you want to play Halo Wars 2's campaign, click off the video, but I'm going to go into these cutscenes. Going to start them now. So, you know, it starts with Atriox, you know, giving command to his generals, telling them to go, you know, secure a ship that he hasn't really gave any kind of info about, but, you know, he tells them to go do this objective.
Do not disobey your orders again. Scout the shell, salvage the ships. That is it. Atriox was clear.
I'll look around, and if we find prizes to bring back. How could that go wrong?
Voridus, listen. You fail him one more time, trying to prove yourself, and I will not be able to save you. And it will be both our skulls beneath his mace.
Relax, brother.
So as you can see, you know, they really did a good job with, you know, personality these two. They clearly have a connection. They're both scared shitless of Atriox. And, you know, for the most part, you know, here in a minute, you're going to see that they are powerful beings themselves. So, you know, they're not weak. They're not weak at all. They're pretty strong brutes. So let's go ahead and go.
You worry too much.
So here we have it to, you know, this is after the first mission of the DLC. They got to the ship, and Atriox told them to secure and do not go in it. He didn't really give any kind of specific reasons why he didn't want them to go in it. He expected them to listen to him, but this is what happens. So as you can see, you know, these brutes are clearly they're outmatched, they're outnumbered. They don't have the necessary knowledge to fight a foe like this. You know, throughout the campaign, they always refer to these as myths. You know, things that the overall Covenant used to scare people. They didn't really think any of them existed, but you know, clearly they do.
Prepare yourselves.
So here, he clearly knows that he was in the wrong. He knows that he just fucked up. He knows that some shit's seriously about to go down. And he knows he's going to have to fight his way out of it. As you can see, the Flood is you know, they're clearly as aggressive as ever. They're, you know, they had probably hundreds of them on them in seconds. That whatever, you know, they want to call that, he just extended his arm to restrain that brute from using that gun. I don't remember Flood being this aggressive. Those just combined it, so they knew one was going to take one leg and one was going to take the other. So I'm assuming there's some kind of gray mine connected to these two, and it tripped him and drug him into the back. That Flood knew that that hammer was devastating, so he tried to restrain it. Yeah, as you can see, this Flood isn't stupid. They're not, you know, that typical run at you in inches. Obviously, this is just, you know, a CGI cutscene, but it gives you an overall perception of how advanced the, you know, the Flood can overall be. I mean, you know, they're clearly trying to restrain them from using movement with their, because they know that they're smaller than the brutes. So that's pretty, you know, intriguing. Alright, so the next, you know, the next blur scene is taking place at the very end of the cutscene. So pretty much what happened is they realized they messed up, you know, the two generals. So they fought together. They neutralized the threat. They didn't exterminate it. They just pushed it back into High Charity is my presumptions. I don't really know exactly. You know, you're about to see what Atriox says here in a minute. But I don't know exactly what he meant by this. But, you know, clearly Atriox knew what was going down here. And, you know, I'll get into that here in a couple seconds. But, you know, they did fight a proto gray mine at the end. It wasn't a gray mine. It was the stage right before a gray mine. As you can see, you don't really see Atriox looking around. You don't see him being surprised. You don't see him having any kind of, you know, nervous walk. I mean, it seems like Atriox knew this was going to happen. He knew they were here. He knew what was in High Charity. He knew everything.
I told you not to go inside. For good reason. Secure the breach. Clean up your mess. I will be waiting for you when you are done.
I mean, as you guys could see, you know, he's clearly scared of Atriox. You know, so is his brother / partner. So, you know, you guys saw in the cutscene that they are no scrubs. They clearly can handle themselves, and you know, he won't even look Atriox in the face, so he clearly knows that he is outmatched when it comes to Atriox. As you can see, that's the Sentinels flying over, you know, whatever is left of you know, that proto gray mine. But that's pretty much all when it comes to the overall, cutscenes of Halo Wars 2's new expansion. But what I really want to talk about is this has a lot of potential for Halo 6, and I'll go more into that in another video. I feel like this is definitely, because this bridges the gap between Halo 5 and Halo 6. Between that's when Halo Wars 2 is in. Bungie said multiple times, not Bungie, 343 said multiple times that that they, it is related to Halo 6. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, smack a like on it, subscribe for more not daily content, but I try to pop out videos every couple days. But this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.